Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Kingdom Vanessa Neng here in it, and I call myself God's first daughter. I don't know about you, but I am his first daughter. You get the vibe. Yeah. So guys, I'm happy to be here with another video for you guys. As you can already see the title below, things not to take for granted in your 20s. Well guys, I am in my mid 20s, so I think I have an advice to give for those who are younger than me, because when we are 18 and 20 years old, you feel like, oh my god, I'm young, I have time to flex, I can enjoy myself now, I am still very very young, vibrant, have a big future ahead of me. That's true though, but your tomorrow determines on your 20s, determines like what you did when you were young, when you were 20, 21, 22 till maybe 26. Yes, your tomorrow depends on that, especially as a lady, because we ladies, when we get to 26, I don't know about other people out in other countries, but for we ladies in Cameroon, when we get to 26, everybody look at you like, when are you bringing him home, like when are you leaving this house, like when are you getting a job, we just look at you like you're already old. So start doing things like what people at your age do. So I'm coming here with a bit of an advice to give to my young 20s out there, those turning 20, those turning 21, 22, 18, 19, from your teens to your 20s. I'm here to give an advice for you not to take for things not to take for granted in your age right now. Don't take for granted so many things. There's so many things that you shouldn't take for granted, because yes, you're supposed to enjoy yourself right now as you're in your 20s. Let me just sit on this fan, really blowing my hair away. Yeah, there are many things you shouldn't take for granted in your 20s, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't have fun. Yes, you need to have fun, but do everything cautiously, and also do it in a way that your tomorrow is going to be proud of who you are today. Okay, I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. Okay, but one thing I'm going to first of all say, the first thing I must advise you not to take for granted in your 20s is your health. Yeah, I know people are going to be like, I don't feel sick, I don't do anything wrong, like I eat normally. That's true, but there are lots of things, like I see a lot of young girls or young boys out there take for granted a lot, like our health, our lungs. Most of us, we don't take care of our lungs with the things we smoke, with the things we drink, with the things we eat, with the kind of risks we put ourselves into, even to some extent the kind of clothes we wear. Like, it's like, we know ourselves. There are many things we do now that is going to affect us. Like now you can be smoking 3 pots of shisha, but it doesn't, I don't know, did I say 3 pots of shisha or what did I say? You can be smoking, like, let me just put it in form of cold. You can be smoking like 5 blocks of cold in a shisha pot, and you're like, I'm fine. I'm the girl of the town. Like I'm living my best life. Like 20 days, my dear. 20 days, but you're really not doing yourself any good, because even if you're not seeing that, if you're not feeling any side effects about the shisha you're smoking, if you're not feeling any side effects right now, tomorrow is piling up. That's not going to come for you. It's going to come for you. You're going to find yourself having cancer of the lung, having this. So we need to be cautious of what we do. It doesn't mean you shouldn't have fun, you understand, but now some of us take fun now like an addiction. We are mad already about it. Like we just smoke and smoke and smoke. When you're smoking, you're like the star girl. That's not it. No, you need to take care of your health now, because the way you build your immune system right now, that is how it's going to take care of you, like in your days of old. The level of sugar content you take is going to determine your high blood of tomorrow, your sugar level of tomorrow. The places you go to, the kind of situations you put yourselves into. There's some ladies, they do some kind of things, like maybe try to drive, or maybe even Get, you know those environments that can cause you harm. You need to take care of your health. You need to really take care of your health. You need to be mindful of where you're sleeping, what you're eating, where you're peeing, where you're standing. You need to be careful and cautious about your health, because if you take your health for granted in your early 20s, it's going to affect you probably your 30s, 40s, 50s. It's really going to affect you, okay? It's really going to affect you. Now, also, what you shouldn't take in your 20s is that you don't have a lot of responsibility, so you have a lot to save up for. Yes, some people are going to say, hey, I have a lot of responsibilities. I have my daughter, I have my my younger sisters to take care of. Yes, but in 20, let's say if you bring in 20 youth, you're going to find out maybe 4 to 5 that are actually having lots of that are actually having some responsibilities in their hands. But you're obviously going to know that you don't have as much as responsibilities that you're going to have when you are older. So now you don't really have any responsibilities. Most of us are being fed by our parents. Our rents are being paid by our parents. Our education, we are being sponsored to school. So you need to know that you don't have any responsibility. So you need to like try as much as possible to save in the small coins you have, okay? Like, you don't feed yourself, you don't, daddy, mommy provide everything for you, maybe your guardians do that. So you need to know that you don't have any responsibilities. Take advantage of the fact that you don't have anybody to spend on, to save and invest in yourself, okay? I don't know if that point is really communicated, because our parents right now, what I think about is us. You understand? They think about us, they think about their themselves, they think about family members. But you now in your 20s, you don't have all of those things to think about. All you have to think about now is you yourself. You get what I'm saying? So like, now take the advantage to save and to make more, of yourself, like to explore. All right. And the third thing is, you shouldn't take for granted the fact that you are young and you can learn many things. In your 20s or in your 18s, your early 20s, you have a lot of time to learn different things. They say learning more makes you acquire more. You understand? You can learn a trade, you're still young. Imagine you learning how to braid hair at the age of 30. Meanwhile, maybe it's at that time that you're supposed to be using what you know to get more for yourself. Imagine you now learning tailoring at the age of 35. Imagine you learning makeup at the age of 50 or 40 or 30 to struggle. No, now you have a lot of time on your hands. You're still vibrant. You might be busy with school, but you still have the energy to learn many more things, like acquire more skills for yourself. Like, we go to school, yes, to prove the fact that we have a certificate, and if we are lucky enough to have a job, praise God. But still, the handwork, what you do with your hand produce more for you than even what you ever imagined. So you have the time now to learn many more things, to acquire skills that can be able to help you tomorrow. So don't take for granted the fact that you still have time to learn and acquire more skills, okay? Then also, what you shouldn't take for granted in your 20s is that you should try as much as possible to avoid debt. When I talk of debt, I mean like owing people money. You should try enough not to borrow, because now you shouldn't spend your young age thinking about how to pay people back money you borrow from them. That's stressful, you understand? And also, it's not a very good reputation to build, because let's say now if you start borrowing money at the age of 20 and it happens to the fact that maybe you don't pay, or maybe you find difficulties in paying, you pay late. When you actually get to that age where you actually have responsibilities that you can be able to borrow money, those people that could borrow you money, that were borrowing for you, that were borrowing to you while you were young, be like, I can't borrow her money. I've known her since from the days of old. She always borrows money. She's not useful. She's not, just keep a good reputation for yourself no matter what you do, especially in your 20s. There's nothing so pressing for you to do that you actually want to really borrow money, except that you want to put it in a business that you're very sure that is going to turn and give you more income for you to be able to pay your loan on time. But a big advice for you is avoid getting into debt, okay? Avoid borrowing money. The worst thing, what pains me, is when I see a girl borrowing money to buy hair, or borrowing money to buy clothes, or borrow money to buy shoes. That's stupid. It doesn't make sense. Don't borrow money for those kind of things. Do not borrow money for those kind of things. And also in your 20s, you know, one thing that we take for granted is we invest money in the wrong things, like for example clothes, bags, shoes, hair, and things that don't make sense. And also, you don't need to look good, you need to look good. But you know, in your 20s, nobody's expecting you to impress them. You understand? Because but meanwhile is the other way around now, because girls tend to impress people a lot in their 20s. Meanwhile in your 20s, you're not supposed to be under pressure to impress anybody, because right now you're somebody's responsibility. So you're not supposed to be under pressure to impress anybody, to wear expensive shoes and expensive clothes and expensive bags. Now in your 20s, I think you need to explore maybe the most cheapest form of getting clothes for you, because you know nobody's going to be looking at you like, why are you not wearing Chanel, why are you not putting on human hair, why are you not doing this. You need to take time and explore yourself. Like, feel free, feel happy, feel contented with the little you have. I don't say you shouldn't own one good pair of shoes. Yeah, you can own, but don't be under pressure to get things. Okay, get that. So you're 20, don't be under pressure to impress people. No, you don't need to do that. You need to start feeling as to dress so expensive when you're working already, and maybe you have a name for yourself, and like, okay, a girl of my status at my age, I need to dress like this to look like this. Okay, but in your 20s, don't be under pressure to impress anybody. Nobody's there to even see you impress them, because they believe you're still young, you're still starting life. So leave the impressing for the older people. Okay, all right. So I think wow, I already said tomorrow depends on today. And also on your 20s, do not take for granted your friends, the friends you have around you. Do not take for granted, especially the true friends, sorry, you have around you. You know, you start making friends from your teens. The friends that you actually call friends are friends that you started when you were this little with them. And you know, maybe your friends you made in high school, in secondary school, in the university, those are actually your friends, because right now they don't expect anything from you. You understand? Some of them are just with you for the company, some are just with you just to have fun, some are just with you just to feel free, you know, like you're my peer, like we are peer, so we can discuss, we have similar topics in our mind. So don't take for granted those friends you have. Try to keep in touch, even if your friend moves to Douala or to Yaoundé and you're in Bamenda or you're in Chang or wherever you are. Try to keep in touch with those friends of yours, because you know, when we are older, it's going to be very, very difficult for us to meet, for you and your friends to meet. So try to keep in touch. You know, it's such a good feeling when you meet a friend of yours, where you guys have been in touch and you guys finally meet. It's such a wonderful feeling. It's very difficult. I've spoken with so many people, they are already in their 30s, some are in their 40s, some in their 50s. The friends they have today are the friends they had ever since à l'époque. Those are the friends they had ever since. The friends that they have now, that they maybe call friends, maybe are just people like their colleagues, or people they meet in church, they met in church, or maybe they met in a meeting. You know, it's not easy for them to make friends. Why? They have family now, they have children, they have a husband, they have responsibilities, so there's no time to make friends. And the friends now that they actually have are the friends that they grew up with. So don't take for granted the friends you have in this age. And also, one last bonus point that is not actually for everybody, because not everybody is free to get this, but try to explore as much as you can on a very low budget. I remember when we used to be like, maybe when I used to be really little, like maybe not so small, at my age of maybe 15 or 16, I used to go swim with my friends, you know, in the big river, you know, those kind of things. It's risky but fun though. So we used to explore, you know, some things that you just need to maybe go camping, you know, you just go like visiting places, maybe climbing trees, you know, those kind of those kind of things that you do on a low budget. You understand? Like, you know, okay guys, we are contributing, like for example today is always like, guys, we are contributing maybe 5,000 to go to the swimming pool. Try to do that. Just try to feel free, mingle, try to explore. You understand? Like, try to explore at your 20s or at your 18s, because it's really going to help you. Because when you get to the age of 30, 35, 40, you are not going to have time to go and swim with friends. It's not possible. Because I believe you're not going to be idle. You're going to be so busy that you'll never have time to be able to swim or feel feel free. Maybe when you get to the age of 25 like me, you will not be able to explore and go swim in places. Like now I have a lot of responsibility in my hands. If you need to see me swimming, I need to must have taken permission from somebody, and I'm actually maybe going with a person, and you know it should be for a good reason. If we are swimming, maybe it should be maybe to exercise ourselves. I will not want to swim in any funny place, you understand? Like let's say me now, I don't want to swim in a place, maybe I'm just paying some kind of amount to swim in any kind of pool. It's very like I don't want to do that. But you know, when you're young, you don't care. You know, you don't care. 1,000, let's go and swim, all of us. Let's drink, let's eat. You know, anytime you can go, because right now you have time in your hands. You have time. You have a lot of time to feel free to explore whatever you can do. And also, I can give another bonus point is don't let opportunities pass you by. Don't let opportunities pass you by. At this time, you can see a job that maybe you can be able to do. You know, you can see somebody looking for somebody to maybe do a job for the person. Seize every opportunity you can have to make money in a genuine way. When I mean genuine way, I don't mean scam. I mean you should do a job that is accepted by the society, a decent job. Okay, if you see any job that you can do it right now, because you don't know where you're going to get your connections. You understand what I'm talking about? And I mean genuine jobs. I don't talk about jobs like maybe sleeping with somebody's husband, or maybe going out and a man calls you and say, I have a job opportunity for you, but you need to scratch my back before I scratch your back. No, you need to use them to build your personality. But if you see any job that is decent, clean and open for you to do, go ahead and explore. What's your problem? Go ahead and explore. Do the job. You have a lot of time to gather experience, to build your career and all the things like that. Well, that's the advice I had for my 20-year-olds today, and for people in their 20s, mid-20s, maybe even in their late 20s. But I'm sorry, and even for people in their 15s, you understand, but those are still kids though. So from 18 to this age, those are the advices I had for you. These things I've listed, don't take them for granted. Like seriously, do not take it for granted. Go explore, keep your friends close, you know, do things that make you happy in your 20s, and remember that your tomorrow depends on your today. So please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet and you've been watching up to now, what is stopping you from subscribing? Don't allow village people hold your finger. Please press that subscription button and like this video, and also drop a comment. You might also have an advice for us. Please give it so we can all share together. Love you all. Take care. Bye. See you in my next video.